Do you know where Drogon took Daenerys after her death? Oh, my sweet summer child. You think it was grief, that the beast mourned her, cradled her like a pup, and flew off to weep in some faraway sky. How touching, how utterly naive. No, that dragon didn't fly off to die in legend. He had purpose, and purpose, as I've told many a fool before their end, is the sharpest blade of all. Drogon didn't disappear, he departed past the lands of men, past spires and swords and squabbling little lords clawing at thrones like children fight over toys. He flew where no banners fly, where maps end and whispers begin, to lands where magic still lives, not in stories but in stone and blood. Where dragons once danced freely across skies untouched by ravens or ravens' lies. And he took her there, Daenerys Stormborn, mother of dragons, breaker of chains, queen of ash and bone, not to bury her, to bring her back, because her story was not over. It had only paused. You think death ends a Targaryen? Death couldn't even keep Jon Snow. A bastard with a brooding stare and a talent for doing the right thing at exactly the wrong moment. He fell, and some red witch with fire in her hands whispered a prayer, and back he came, confused, perhaps, but breathing. And Daenerys? You think her fire went out for good? The last of the dragon queens? Don't be ridiculous. Magic doesn't care for bloodlines. But fire remembers. And fire repays its debts. Drogon didn't burn the Iron Throne because he was heartbroken. He burned it because it was never meant for her. That throne, forged in conquest and cruelty, was a cage. A mockery of rule. 1,000 swords melted into one symbol of everything Daenerys had vowed to destroy. She didn't die because she went mad. She died because she dared to win. That's the part no one likes to say aloud. She won. And men cannot stomach a woman who wins without needing them, so they rewrote her. In the eyes of history, and the eyes of that brooding fool who put a knife through her heart, she became mad. A tyrant. A threat. How convenient. But fire does not forget. And Drogon remembered who she was before the world told her what to become. He carried her beyond death, to where magic and madness still dance as lovers. You don't believe me? Then you've forgotten who the Targaryens truly are. Not just dragon lords, not just silver-haired monarchs with odd names and worse tempers. They are myth-made flesh, born of Valyria's darkest fires and steeped in the old magics. Blood sorcery, shadow binding, rites whispered in tongues no maester dares transcribe. And you think resurrection is beyond them? Please, the Red Priests revere fire as divine. The children of the forest whisper of rivers that turn back time. Even the maesters, with their chains and skepticism, admit that something lingers in the east, past Arshai, past logic. That is where Drogon flew, where they could unmake what was done, where fire and will might bend death itself. Not out of love. Dragons don't love the way we do, but they know. Drogon felt it. Her heartbeat still echoing in the weft of the world. And in that moment, he chose not to destroy her. He chose to deliver her, because the world she died for was not worthy. The lords she freed turned on her. The people she saved called her mad. And that throne, that damnable throne, held no place for someone who broke it open with blood and fire. So Drogon burned it, not as a funeral, but as a message. She will not be caged again. And what then? What becomes of a queen reborn? A fire rekindled? She waits, somewhere beyond the eyes of Westeros. Not dead, not dreaming, gathering strength. You think the wheel has been broken? Please. Tyrion sits playing clever games in council rooms. Sansa wears her crown. and thinks she's safe behind her walls. Bran the Broken, sits upon a throne built by fire and soot, and believes himself beyond ambition. Fools. The Dragon Queen is not done, she is simply delayed. And when she returns, and she will not come with speeches or smiles. She will not beg forgiveness. She will not seek applause. She will come like a storm long held back, a fury bottled in flame. And the world will remember what happens when a dragon answers to no one. No chains, no advisors, no compromises. Just fire and vengeance and justice. The kind that cannot be voted on. The kind that does not ask permission. The kind that burns. And when she lands upon the ashes of what once was, I wonder who will kneel and who will burn. Now, before you go off to sip wine and pretend you've always known the truth, do the decent thing. Like the video, subscribe, or don't. Some fools never learn until fire's at their door. But if you have any sense, and I do hope you do, click that button. It costs you nothing and might save your soul when the dragons return. Tell them Lady Olenna sent you.